guys come in the World Cup?
How far did you come in the World Cup?
I mean, I know we did terrible, so.
We didn't qualify. But we got Zlatan. Who'd you have?
Zlatan. He's not even Swedish, really, is he?
When he plays, and he plays well, it's Swedish. When he plays shit, it's Croatian.
Oh, okay, that's how it works. Huh?
So Sweden and Denmark both play shit soccer. We have to focus on mixed martial arts.
Second in our group. You know?
You didn't qualify.
Yeah, because they take 8 runner-ups out of the 8 groups, except the one with the worst score, because there's 9, and they had the worst individual score. I think that's how it worked out.
So you actually would have qualified had you scored some more goals.
We would have been closer to qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Sweden end up in their group?
We had to play Portugal to qualify, to get into the World Cup, and we lost to Portugal. And I'm glad that they got kicked out.
Portugal's tough. Portugal's tough.
But Spain out, Portugal's out, Italy's out.
Spain, just what happened, you know?
I know. And now we got Belgium playing good soccer. At least someone from Europe is representing.
Yeah. And Costa Rica got far. That was kind of a surprise too.
US even played good soccer. They played better than Sweden.
Yeah.
Should we talk about MMA? Sure. Poker. Let's start with poker. What's this? Martin Kampmann, the poker player?
Yeah, I've been playing. I'm doing some Ultimate Poker stuff. A little promotion for Ultimate Poker, and so I won a big poker tournament up in Reno. So I got all pumped up to play some more poker. So I'm playing World Series main event tomorrow. I'm stoked. Can't wait.
Are you nervous?
No. Nobody's gonna punch you in the face. Just worst case, you're gonna lose all your money. I mean, no, you're gonna lose it. But it's like a $10,000 buy-in, so it's gonna suck to lose in the first hand, you know. But you know, I've always been stoked. I've always been playing poker for a long time, you know, and I've just never had the balls to play the big tournaments, you know. But I won this tournament up in Reno. It was like 50 stacks. So now, you know, at least got a little bankroll, you know.
So was that just something that you've been wanting to do for a long time?
Oh yeah, I always wanted to play the World Series of Poker, but fucking $10,000, I'm not spending that. But I'm getting some of it sponsored and selling some of the action too, so it's not. I mean, it's not all bad, you know. It's still gonna suck if you bust out, of course. It always sucks to bust out, but
actually,
I'm there to win it. I'm going for the big score.
You have some friends from Denmark that are professional poker players. I remember now.
Yeah.
How they do?
Yeah. We were out partying. That's a while ago. That was fun.
They did really well. They won a lot of money.
Yeah, they won some good money when they were here too, in Vegas. That's a couple of years ago, and I'm not even sure if they're still playing these two guys. He started doing some completely different stuff, but I'm sure they're still getting a little action. I know a bunch of poker players, yeah.
And now, poker player, fighter, and coach. We've seen you cornering guys from Extreme Couture before, but this is your first time with Alpha Male.
Yeah, I saw, you know, Alpha Male was looking for a new coach, so I hit up Urijah and, you know, was out there coaching him and the team for last 6 weeks for his fight here, and, he got the win, so of course really happy about that, and, I think, maybe we'll work out something more for another time, definitely, and.
I actually spoke to some of the guys from Alpha Male yesterday, and they were saying, yeah, Martin, and we expect him to come in and just do the stand-up part, but his wrestling is really good, and his jiu-jitsu defense and so on, and his jiu-jitsu as well. Were you surprised that they were surprised after all the years in the UFC?
I don't consider myself a striking coach. I told that up front. You know, I'm not a striking coach. Striking is my first martial art I did was striking, but I've done a lot of, people always market me as a striker, but I've been doing grappling for a fucking shit ton of years, and I feel very confident in my grappling. I got a lot of submission wins in the UFC at the highest level of sport, so I definitely feel very well-rounded, and I consider myself an MMA coach. Everything is about catering wrestling for MMA, catering jiu-jitsu for MMA. Jiu-jitsu for jiu-jitsu is not like the same as jiu-jitsu for MMA, and same thing goes for striking. And I try to, really focus on being an MMA coach, and I've got some affiliate gyms too that starting up a coaching program. I got one up in Reno Academy of Combat, and I got Kamikaze Punishment up in Edmonton, Canada, and that's something I've been working on too, and helping those gyms help their fighters evolve and get better, and hopefully even get more success.
Was that something that you've been wanting to do, becoming a coach?
I always enjoy fighting, and I've always in the gym, I always liked helping up the young guys, I never enjoyed coaching people that comes in once a week just to get a sweat, and lose a little belly fat. But the guys that want to compete,
Like Jay Hiron?
I don't know about that. Jay Hiron, he can kick some ass,
Yeah, you can. I just wanted to give him back for he messed around with me a little bit. I had to get him back a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I like guys that want to compete and want to fucking has a passion for it and want to take it and got the skills and got the talent. I love working with those kind of guys. And out in Alpha Male, there's a bunch of studs. So I really enjoy being out there,
But it's fun to see guys, coming towards the later part of their careers. Like now, you branching out poker is not something one would associate to Martin Kampmann with, or even Jay Hiron, who's doing stunts now. And I just saw him light himself on fire.
Yeah.
and it's cool to see. Have you had any other entrepreneurships or ideas that you want to follow?
Yeah, I got a bunch of different stuff.
A little secret?
I got a ton of secrets up my sleeve. I'm a fighter for sure. I love fighting, and it's gonna be tough not fighting. So I'm not saying I'm done fighting.
I was just gonna ask you.
I love fighting, man. I can't never say never.
So you're not done?
I'm never say never. I'm taking a break. I've got too many injuries, too many stuff that's been bugging me. I got to look after myself. I got kids, and I got to realize that this shit ain't forever, and that's why I've been trying to pursue some of these other possibilities, because you get to a point where you realize you can't do this forever, and there's a life afterwards. And I always enjoy coaching guys that want to take it to the top, and I've been helping guys out at the gym too, and I've got different business ventures that I've been doing even while I was still fighting, and keep pursuing them and go in different directions, and as long as it's something that I enjoy, I like spending my time with it.
Now, working with Urijah, 6 weeks, how much were you able to influence coming in when it's 6 weeks to go, basically?
You're not going to change somebody's game up in 6 weeks, of course, and he's been in the game for so long, so he's probably always, he's set in his own ways a lot of time, but you can little things that he's already good at, go in and tweak. You can add new stuff to somebody's game, but we're working mostly on being ready for fighting Caceres, and Caceres got a lot of reach, and working on how to counter that and come in. He's a southpaw, and just I try to tweak the game up, and he's going to be successful either way, but if I can make a small contribution to making him even better and sharper, then I feel definitely accomplished something. And I think he did a good job on Saturday. Caceres made it a harder fight than expected, but that's good.
Performance-wise, what would you give him?
Definitely not his best performance, but still he got the win, and he he didn't really take too much damage from what he got him down, controlled him. I think he could have finished it earlier, but there's no rush. If you try to finish people too much, sometimes you put yourself at risk, and getting the win is important. And he got the win, and he got the finish, so I'm happy.
Now there's a bit of a dilemma here, and I don't know if you have any predictions, know anything. TJ now being the champion, being from Alpha Male as well, and always been part of that group at 135. And Urijah is always right there knocking on the door for a title fight. Would that be a potential matchup, and would they be willing to fight each other?
You got to ask those guys about that, I think, you got to talk with those guys about it. TJ's a stud, man. First time I came out to Sacramento and trained, and I never seen too much of TJ. I've seen this fight here and there, but never really, paid that much interest, But I came out there, watched the guy train. I'm like, this motherfucker's badass. I want to, and I know he was fighting Barao, and Barao, he's a fucking stud. He's a badass. But after seeing TJ train, I'm like, I'm gonna put some money on this guy, because he was a big underdog, and yeah, I did, and he was a big underdog. I'm like, I'm gonna get paid. He was looking sharp, and he looked awesome in his fight, obviously, and he's a stud. He's really good, and him and Urijah fighting, that's really up to them. That's something they got to talk about. I think there's a ton of other fights for Urijah in the weight class, and there's a ton of other fights for TJ, but down the line, it might be something that comes up, but at the moment, I don't think it's relevant. I wouldn't like to find a good friend and training partner. I prefer to beat up some other guys before that. But if it does happen, at least I hope they get a good payday, both of them. So.
Yeah, because you had when Extreme Couture was at the biggest, was a lot of 170s in there, and you were all very close to the top, and it's like a triangle, right? The closer to the top, the fewer the opponents become.
Exactly.
And you had was that something that you guys ever talked about or considered between you, Mike Powell, Jay Hiron?
Yeah, we definitely talked about it. I think my philosophy has always been, that I'd prefer not to fight any of my friends and training partners, because not only my training partners, they're my friends as well. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them win. And obviously, when I come to fight, I'm coming to win too. You can't both get the win. So, but at the same time, if we're all striving fighting this game to be the best, to become the champion, and if one guy's got the belt and the other guy's #1 contender, then it might be something you have to talk about. And we beat each other up all the time in the gym anyway. So, at least if we can get a good payday for it, I think it's something that's worth talking about. But.
And filling Dwayne with Ludwig's shoes up there, do you feel that's pressure on you? He's obviously a great striking coach, been around for a long time. And is that even how you see it at all?
I think I'm a different coach than Dwayne. I think obviously he's done a good job helping the guys work on their striking game, and he's got some relationships still with TJ and some of the other guys. He's been there for a long time, so I'm not kind of trying to come in there and trying to fucking I'm here, whatever. They've been working with him for a while, so I just try to be in and be humble about what I can contribute.
Yeah.
I consider myself more like an MMA coach. I think I can work on more than just striking. I feel I'm very confident in my striking game. I feel confident in my wrestling, my grappling, and I try to be able to embrace the whole game.
Martin, always a pleasure talking to you. Good luck with whatever future endeavors you put yourself in, whether it be poker, football maybe, since your national team that might need some professional. It's a little car driving by here, somewhat loud. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of you with the Team Alpha Male as well, and maybe back in the octagon one day.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Marcus.